This is Paul Nobles from EatPerform.com. I am sitting here with April Blackford. April, if you want to say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
So we are actually getting this rolling a little late because there were some technical difficulties with Google. And so we actually do have a question. Let's see. Okay, Steve was just kind of commenting that he could hear us. Um, so if you guys get a chance, what I would like you to do is start us off with some questions, because that's sort of what these webinars are. So if we don't have any questions, it kind of makes for a boring webinar. But let's see. We've got hands raised. You don't have to raise your hand. Just simply type your question in chat, and you should be fine. We never really use the hand wave system. Typically, in a webinar, you use the hand wave system so the person can talk. If we let other people talk, that would stop April and I from talking. And it would just get really confusing. So we typically just ask you guys to write your questions. Let's see. Dusty Cooper was saying, what book do you start off reading first? Well, what I would suggest is actually that you go into the forums first. And usually that relationship with the coaches is going to be a little bit more helpful right off the bat, because you can read all the books, and without like that interaction with coaches, often people say, you know, it can be a little confusing without that backdrop. But in terms of like the first book to start, the manual for Eat to Perform is Medflex for fat loss, and so I think that's going to be the one that you would find to be the most helpful. What are your thoughts on that, April?
I agree. I think Netflix is basically, what Eat to Perform is centered around. I do think Your Diet Sucks is kind of explains some of the aspects a little bit more simple. If you kind of really geek out into science and those types of things, I think Netflix is definitely the go-to first book.
Right. Well, actually, we don't call it Your Diet Sucks, so people are like, Your Diet Sucks? I don't know what that is. She's referring to the flexible eating guide. So,
I did not realize you changed the name.
yes, we changed the name a while ago when we rebranded everything. Um, so yeah. But what are your thoughts in terms of my recommendation related to the forums?
Oh, absolutely. That's, I think that I think a lot of times reading the books, people still get confused. They read it, it's a lot of information, it's a lot of, material to read over, and then they're still confused. Whereas if you just go directly into the forum, we can kind of guide you and get you started and get your basic details and kind of, get you off on a good start to go ahead and begin the process, and then you can continue to read the books.
Yeah, I mean, the basic idea is coaching, right? And so we want to get you guys coached up, and you can start off right off the bat asking for your numbers and help setting up your profile, and have coaches look at your food log. So there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on the forum right off the bat. But certainly the one to start off with is going to be metabolic flexibility for fat loss. The meal planning guide is good too, but it's really more of a you can kind of quick glance it, because you can kind of go to whatever your situation is and adjust it from there. So David was asking, let's see, I gotta pull this up here. I don't know what happened, but okay, here we go. I'm sorry, you guys. Everything is a little weird. Oh shoot! It's happening again.
What's
I
happening?
don't know. The Google is blinking. Do you not see that on your end?
No. Can you share the screen so I can see the questions?
Well, no, I can read the questions. I mean, I guess that's not a problem. I guess they're saying that they can see that the screen is blinking.
I can just
Um,
see, it just looks like whatever you're staring at is kind of blinking in your face, but everything else is clear.
mhm. um, people are just okay. So people are saying it's normal again. Okay, I'll just try and answer the questions. Maybe we could have April move to the go-to webinar. I'm not sure what the strategy at this point would be. Um, but David's saying, I sent this earlier via email. I don't know who you would have sent that to, David, but it probably wouldn't have gotten to anybody. The best way to communicate with us is going to be through the forums. What is the better carb for pre or post workout, yams or sweet potatoes? Um, six or one, half dozen of the other for the most part. I mean, do you have an opinion on that, April?
Um, is he asking about yams or sweet potatoes? Or is he
Yeah, which
asking
one's better?
because yams and sweet potatoes are pretty much the same thing, just a different variety of potatoes. But I generally think
Yeah,
that sweet potatoes generally work a little bit better pre-workout.
right. But basically, you wouldn't differentiate between yams or sweet potatoes, is that
No, no, one of them is generally a little bit sweeter tasting, but they all taste good.
right? Right. I think he's more concerned with what is better. Um, this is so frustrating. I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, are you guys seeing this thing blink? Can somebody communicate with me? Because honestly, this is really frustrating. Um, yes, it's blinking. Okay. All right. Um, we're gonna go. We're going to. Let's. I'm gonna try something different here. Hold on, you guys.
Oh my